spotlight gonna be you gonna control for?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready? Okay, I still can't hear you guys. Are you guys ready for goodness tonight? All right, we are going to get this party started. Are you guys ready to party on Sunday night? Not Saturday, Sunday night. I know everybody got to go to work tomorrow, so do I, but we're going to party tonight. All right, let's get started. I got some parents, Annapurna and Vilu Pandey. Please give them an applause. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, you can do better. Come on, give them a hand. All right, ladies and gentlemen, left and right, the best man, the brother of the groom, Alok Pandey! All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready for the main people to come on in? I still can't hear you. I hear the left side, I don't hear the right side. Are you guys ready? Please welcome Akash and Das. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in every event, we always ask the first question, who's the better dancer, Akash or Anna? Okay, well, we will find out later on, but at this time, we would like to welcome the couple to cut the cake. So please, Akash and Anna, come to the cake cutting ceremony.
Don't need to worry about
more time, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Mr. and Mrs. Pandey.
We fixed it, it's good.
Or you're going to just stop wherever there's no focus. I know, because you're going to, if you are subjecting this area, so go please stop this one. Wherever you subject, tap that area, so it's going to go. I know, but
Tapping this one is not focus.
I know, it's no focus. I know sometimes it happens. I know, sometimes, I know you have to change. Like, let's say they are this way, then tap this area. So it go more toward this way. Or you want to change the focusing, let's say if you want to put a spot, or record, you have to stop. Then you can change. This record stop. Don't worry about the streaming, is not going to stop. Here the quality, and there is a focus in here. Why is the focus in point?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to welcome the groom's parent.
In the wide, in the spot. You can do spot now.
At this time we would like to welcome the groom's parent, Ms. Annapurna and Tilok Nath Pandey. Please welcome to the stage.
Namaskar, good evening to everyone, and my pranam to all my Uriya bhainas. I call them bhabis, bhaujo, and everybody else here. Pandey Parivar, Alok, Tina, their son, Jedal Dev, my first grandson. Purnaji and I are very happy to see you all here. Welcome everyone. We have come here from all over the world to honor and bless Akash and Anna and their union. Our parents, Gokul and Charadas, and their family and friends have done a wonderful job in organizing this beautiful event. Many, many thanks. We do appreciate your hospitality. These are very hard times, I don't have to remind you. The pandemic has affected us all, physically, emotionally, financially, and even psychologically. We have taken a big risk in coming here, but we have done that because we love Akash and his bride Anna. And we did not want to miss out from this important day in their life. When I look at Akash's life, I can see it, describe it from different perspectives. We have lived together for 18 years, but before he left home for college, relying on our lived experience, I can see three important qualities in Akash. He is a very creative, independent, and also independent-minded person. He loves people, and not only people, but even animals. Look at Clay, in the way he is gracing the stage everywhere. and moreover plants. When we returned from Zuni, New Mexico, where periodically we visited when they were young, he was not even 3, and he asked me, Papa, when are we going to rain on our plants? I have never forgotten that, his beautiful expression for rain, which blessed us today. When I drove to the UCSC campus to collect my mail, we were greeted by the department's secretary who said, "What a cute baby." Akash's respond, "You stupid." I'm not a baby. Second, Akash connects with people. He is a bridge builder. Look at the people who are here to honor him and his bride. His brother Alok left his home. His 3 months old, not even 3 months old son, Jaydev Dev, to the care of his mother to come here. And I can imagine, I have seen Akash with his son, Alok with his son. He is missing him a lot, so are we. His cousin Vikas Satpathy and his friend left their work in order to be here. His brother from another mother, Dr. Satya Das, we call him Nanu, and his beautiful wife Amy are here, and we welcome them. His friend from high school, Ben Flax, a great musician from LA, his college friends from Berkeley, and I dare not name all of them because you all will be here throughout the evening. They are here, and we are so grateful for their presence. I must say that when I look at them, and when I met them, Purna and I, when we met them in Berkeley, we could not believe that these guys will be running the world. They are spread out in different parts of the country. At very young age, they are doing remarkable things, and we are very, very proud of them. He is another elder brother, a buddy, really a role model. Mr. Satpathy, Suraj Satpathy, and his beautiful wife Kelly have graced us with their presence all the way from London. Imagine. After his graduation in 2007, Akash became a teacher at Peninsula Private School in Menlo Park, where I don't think anybody can afford to go if you are not a millionaire. I wanted Akash to be there, to be successful, because he was doing so creative work. He has independence to develop his own curriculum, and once he developed a month-long discussion on the Zuni Indians of New Mexico, where he and his brother and his mother had gone in 1990, and Akash turned 1 in Zuni, and he started to walk and talk. So that really made an impact on him. He taught them how to be diverse, how to be different, how to cook a different kind of dish, how to make pottery, how to make jewelry. And on top of all that, he invited me to be a guest visitor. I don't want to call it a lecturer, because it was really, I wanted to visit their class. And in the class, I met two mothers who had gone to Zuni as part of Stanford's program in Stanford at Zuni, and had become great admirers of the Zuni people. Once at a dinner party like this, I was sitting next to the Dean of the admissions at Stanford, and I said that you guys are really not that smart. You run Stanford in Italy, Stanford in France, Stanford in Japan. Why not Stanford at Zuni? Your students will really learn what real diversity looks like. 2 weeks later, he called me and Mr. Pandit, you become an advisor to us. We are going to do exactly what you wanted. So I met two of these mothers who had spent a year, not just one semester or 2 semesters there, but end up spending a year or 2 years. And one of them even fell in love with a Zuni. It was during that period that he bonded with Keaton Scott, who is here wholeheartedly. Nobody can miss Keaton. Keaton was so sweet to Akash that he introduced him to his family, his father and mother. And I remember visiting them once, and I often thought that we were going to miss out. Akash was really going to join their family. They were so kind and gracious to them. I wanted Akash to go to Harvard or Stanford to complete his either master's or PhD in education. I had colleagues who were teaching there. I had students who had gone there on my recommendation. But Akash chose to come to the University of Chicago for his graduate work in urban education. Now you can see why he decided to come to Chicago. It was not really to please me, and I took a long time to understand that. His time in Chicago, both his mother and I visited several times, and I saw more of Chicago with Akash than I had when I had spent there 4 years as a graduate student in 1960s. Akash really saw firsthand the stark difference between the people who are rich and the people who are poor. And that really made an impression on him. So he decided to come back to California. Purnaji and I are very lucky that both of our sons don't live too far from us. Lo and behold, he got an invitation from his own old high school to come and teach AP English classes. I want to remind the audience that if you think America has not changed, think about it. A person of Indian origin coming to teach English to the high school students in this country. If this is not change, I don't know what change is. Teaching is hard work. Akash took 5 years to realize it. I did not even after 50 years. So he joined Red Ink. No Red Ink. All the young people in the audience know what it is. I took time to learn it through the sweatshirts and other things he used to send his mom. He spared me from that privilege. Now Akash is doing fantastic work. I cannot imagine. He has become a podcaster and he has made a dozen or so podcasts on unimaginable themes. One of them was my association with Huey Newton when he was a graduate student in history of consciousness. My friend Baumeister, who is the world's leading theorist in social and political theory, is in the audience. He runs that program now. Huey Newton, I was his advisor, and during a period when there was a movie on Fred Hampton, the president of the Black Panther Party, I think Akash was very impressed by what is going on, because in the background there is always a photograph of Huey Newton. So he said, Papa, let's discuss how Newton did as a student while he was at Santa Cruz. And based on these conversations, I could not imagine what a beautiful podcast he produced. And he has got a lot of notoriety for doing that. Now he is getting even film offers to make something out of that. So here is Akash, the creative genius. Now Anna at his side as a partner, Akash is entering a different phase of his life. He is more disciplined, more organized than he was as a student. I remember him, he never took more than 40 seconds to complete his homework while he was in grade school. His middle school and high school, luckily it was the same as collegiate. He has to go there at 8:15. At 8 o'clock, either his mother or I will enter his room and say, Akash, are you going to school? But when he became the teacher, every day he woke up at 6 o'clock and prepared the lessons before going to school. So this is what teaching does. It gave him a kind of discipline which he really did not have as a student. And Purnaji and I are so happy that Anna is part of our family now as a Bahu. And I prefer to say not just as a Bahu, but as a daughter as well. I'm supposed to give some advice to them at this point, but I'm not going to do it. Akash has never sought my advice. Luckily, Anna came into his life just a couple of years ago, so she had no reason to seek my advice. At this point in their life, I don't want to make a fool of myself, to give them any advice, but I want to conclude by quoting a wonderful passage written some 200 years ago by a Jesuit priest, and what he says may be a blessing, which Gandhi in his autobiography, or not really autobiography, his wonderful book Hindu Swaraj, wrote in 1909 when he took the boat from London to South Africa. And everybody should really read it. Gandhi was far ahead of his time. So in that book, he appended a wonderful letter which this Jesuit priest had written about India some exactly 200 years ago. And I'm just quoting from that letter. Domestic felicity appears to be the rule among the Hindus. I substituted Hindus for natives because we are no longer that. And this is the more strange when the customs of marriage are taken into account, parents arranging all such matters. Now, 200 years later, all such matters really means footing the bill. Many Indian households afforded examples of the married state in its highest degree of perfection. And I must say that that is true even now. Look at Annapurnaji and I. This may be due to the teachings of the Shastras and to the strict injunctions which they inculcate with regard to married obligation. But it is no exaggeration to say that husbands are generally devotedly attached to their wives. All of us can testify to that, otherwise we would not survive. But it is no exaggeration to say that husbands are generally devotedly attached to their wives, and in many instances, the wives have the most exalted conception of their duties toward their husbands. Listen to this, Annapurnaji. This is the end of the letter. My beta and bahu, marriage is a relation of mutuality. Panditji told you all you have to learn this morning, and I don't want to repeat it, but I want to thank you all for your patience and for your wonderful presence here. You have no idea how much it has made us happy. Thank you all.
Good evening. Namaskar. I'm very emotional. Sorry if I cry. Maybe that's my character trait. It is tears of happiness. I'm so sorry that, first of all, I would like to thank each one of you for being here. Each one of you do not know how much it means to us to have you here. Especially from the groom side, each one of you has come from far and near, all over the country, even outside the country. And being here, you have really blessed the newlyweds, Akash and Anna. And this wedding is so inauspicious, so auspicious. It is so auspicious that even Varuna, the rain, just came on her own. And also, when Akash was putting the sindoor, the vermilion, it fell all over Anna's nose. So it is proven that it is the blessing of the divine and you all. Since I came to this country in 1989 with Akash just 4.5 months old and Alok just 14.5 months older, I was experiencing the intense loss of leaving home, my parents, my near and dear ones. Many of you would relate to that. In the last 31 plus years, those of you who are here, you have played such a vital role in every stage of Akash's life. So you all are so important. And you know, the happiness knows no bounds for having you. Each one of you realizes how you have played the role and have experienced, have witnessed my vulnerability as a young, helpless, inexperienced mother. And you saw Alok performing that the kind of, just a glimpse of my own frustration on these two boys. And here today, I must say that the Chicago crowd, my Chicago family, though I feel like I know each one of you, I never felt even for a moment that we are guests here. One of you said that we are all boys' side as well as the girls' side. Akash's side and Anna's side. What more could you have offered to us? You have, here we talk about that it takes a village to raise the children, and it has happened. This is the proof. Today, I miss one person the most. Of course, besides my beautiful older bohu, Tina, who is not here, with our grandson, Jaden Dev, my father. When Akash was 4.5 months old, 1.5 months, see, this is my old age, so please forgive me. When Akash was 1.5 months old, we came from Cambridge to Bhubaneswar to spend a few months before we took off for California. My father, in 1989, was waiting at the Bhubaneswar airport. And Akash was in an English basket, being a 1.5-month-old baby. The basket came with us to California and continued for quite some time. My father was waiting with a gold chain for his grandson. And his eyes were full of tears of joy. I was crying. In the 3 months I spent with my parents, with these two boys, you can see they were even worse than twins, just 14.5 months apart. I had sleepless nights. 4 o'clock, Akash will wake up and cry. My father from the adjacent room will say, "Mare, tu Akash ko mate de de. Mu taku dharibi, tu tike soi pad." My father will put Akash on his lap and will be singing slokas so that I will take a nap. He is no more. He passed away very young at the age 64. But Akash and Anna, your Raja has been blessing you. You are his Gela Nati and Gela Natuni Bohu, and he must be blessing you, smiling wherever he is, and showering you with blessings. And even that time, I went to see my mother-in-law, again Akash being in the English basket. Pandiji comes from a very remote village, Srinagar. You can guess from his accent. So, from Srinagar, Balia, he's a Balia chick. So, and his mother was there around, so I made sure to take Alok and Akash to the village, Akash being in the basket. So, Akash is very blessed. He has had the blessings of his grandparents on the mother's side and his Aji on the father's side. Today, Akash, as Papa said, these are the difficult times. So many people, many of your family members are not here. We are missing your Ai, your Mamus, Maids, your Chacha, Chachi, your Buas, and all your cousins, all your relatives. But they are with us in spirit. I want to say a few words about Akash. I know you have heard enough, you already know him, and but I need to share my thoughts. Thank you again for being such good listeners. Akash, you can see, I am just going to ditto Pandeyji, very independent-minded. When I used to take him, when he was a baby, I used to take him to a preschool with Alok, because Alok was not 2 years old, so he was not accepted without his mother being there. So I had a baby, so I had to take Akash too to the preschool. So we three went to preschool with him. So Akash literally would just make a black round and he would just fill it up. He would not do anything else. I thought this kid is whatever. So, and when he was not even 3, I had gone to give a lecture at in a classroom taught by Professor Barbara Kingsolver. She was teaching a course on the upbringing of children from a cross-cultural perspective. So I would take Akash with me to the lecture. I still remember vividly. 300 students class, only voice I could hear Akash kind of adding to my lecture. I am not making it up. And throughout, he made sure he is independent-minded. You can see from the creative stuff he is doing, already Pandeyji has explained, he is proving it again and again. And so that's why, Akash, keep it up. He is very flexible, very adaptive. Tell me, where is it coming from? Tell me, please. So when he was growing up, I think from beautiful California, I used to go every year, spending 3 months at least with my parents and with his Aji in Srinagar, Balia. Alok says jokingly, Papa, we spent more time in your village than you have done. The flexibility comes from being in very, very difficult circumstances, living in the villages, and the village, spending time, Cuttack. And here, I must say, being with his own relatives, like for example, my youngest brother who passed away in 99, for Akash, Cuttack meant Sudhimamu. And he always said, Akash is special, please treat him with care. The flexibility comes from being with people of different ages, different experiences, different places, and anthropology meetings. They used to be being the anthropologist brats, or the kind of an academic brats, or the brats of academic parents. So they had to go to many, many conferences. And you can imagine what they were doing at the conferences. But something must have gotten into them, gotten into Akash. That's why you can see that he's applying his flexibility to all his creative pursuits. Akash is very compassionate. The compassion shows in his work. The way he's been connecting with people, as Pandeyji said, people always at the bottom. He sees things very differently, and he has such wonderful eyes. The eyes are not trained to see things, but I would say, the eyes do not see things, the eyes are trained to see things, and Akash proves it. He is absolutely, in all his work, he's showing compassion. We love you. Let me say a few words about Anna. Compliments must be rare and exceptional. Otherwise, somebody said, they read like Hallmark cards. Right? So, I waited for this occasion to say something about Anna. Anna, always I knew as Jhara and Gokul's daughter. When Akash came and told us that they are together or they have been seeing each other, my joy knew no bounds. I was the happiest. Then comes the proposal, of course the wedding plans. We have gone through lots of kind of, this with the pandemic, with the decisions, and we have gone through lots of changes. But ultimately, I have realized that Anna is so much like me in so many ways. Very independent-minded, very outspoken, very mischievous, very adventurous. You saw her mischief today, right? Yes, and very on the spot. And she's such a genuine person. She does not have any filter. And that's what I like about her. I know that kind of, that she says her mind. And Anna, I am so happy. You told me that, oh, I already have been your daughter. And you do not know how happy we are to have you officially. All our blessings, all our love, all the kind of, and I would say that the blessings for your happiness, your happy married life. Welcome to Pandey family.
All right, thank you for that lovely speech. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to welcome the bride's parents, Zara and Gokul Das. Please give them a round of applause.
Hello everyone. I just want to make it a short and sweet speech because we heard a fantastic speech from both Anupama Devi and Dr. Pandey. So, hello. We would like to first thank all the guests who have come to the wedding from various parts of USA and viewers from here and abroad who are watching it on live streaming on YouTube. We have guests here from California, Texas, Michigan, the DC suburbs, and of course from Chicagoland. It gives me great pleasure to see you all, and I'm honored with your presence. I would have liked to see our guests from India, Canada, and Middle East who could not come here because of travel restrictions. In special memoriam to my mom and Mrs. Pratibha Patnaik, who would have been guests here if the wedding event had taken last year, but they are not there anymore. Now a few words about our son-in-law, Akash. He's a fantastic boy who has joined our family. He's caring, loving person who genuinely loves my daughter. Welcome to our family here.
Akash and Anna, today is the final sale. No more anytime return like the Costco does. Okay, the deal is sealed today. Okay, never mind. There's a saying, just don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Don't walk behind me. I may not lead, but just walk by my side and be my friend forever.
Anna, today was a memorable day for you, and I know you and Akash will make every day as memorable as today. I'd like to thank Dr. and Mrs. Pandey and Alok. We are honored to have you as part of our family. Thank you for raising a fantastic person, Akash. We also miss Tina and Jaden, who would have loved to see them here. Thank you very much. There may be a little bit of a change in the schedule, the way we are going to do. We will go to the speeches and then have dinner, and then the father-daughter and the other dances will take place because we are running behind schedule. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that lovely speech. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the best man, Alok Pandey.
All right. The DJ is behind there.
Right?
Mic check. Hello, mic check. All right, here we go. Hello, Chicago! The Big C, Chicago. So I was actually born in the Big C. Not Chicago, Good Duck. Let's give it up for Good Duck. I know there are a lot of Good Duck people here. Come on, let's go. Good Duck. There we go. Bound over there, celebrating. Yeah. All right. First and foremost, on behalf of my entire family, Bo, Papa, Tina, Jaden, my son, I want to thank the Das family, Jura Auntie and Gokul Uncle for organizing such a spectacular week and weekend of events. This has been amazing. Especially in the middle of a global pandemic, what you and the entire Chicago community have been able to do has been incredible. And you deserve, actually they deserve another round of applause. Please, let's give another round of applause. Second of all, from the bottom of my heart, because I got married 4.5 years ago, and to be honest, I didn't fully appreciate how amazing this was when I got married. I really want to thank all of our friends, family, and family friends for making it out here today. We know that you not only love Akash and Anna, but you love our entire family, and that means a lot to us, and we're never going to forget that for the rest of our life. Thank you. Anna, Akash, congratulations. You both finally made it. What a journey it has been. I am so proud of you. So proud. You two are truly perfect for each other. Anna, you look stunning tonight. Absolutely stunning. Let's give her a round of applause. Let's go. Honestly, the fact that my brother was able to convince you, Anna, to marry him still baffles me. Odia girl speaks perfect Odia, 100 times better than me and my brother combined. Beautiful, smart, funny, listens to hip hop, watches sports. Get them, Odia, bohu!
All right, I tried not to put in any skit lines that my mom would have said yesterday, but I had to do one. Just last one, Bo, don't worry, sorry. Honestly, today was very special. I don't think I've ever seen my brother cry in any situation that didn't involve a Bay Area sports team losing a championship game until he saw you walk into the ceremony hall. For me, yeah, sometimes I cry. I cry mostly when my mom gives speeches because I just get really emotional, but to be honest, I saw my brother really get his breath taken away today when Anna walked into the hall. That's happened to me 3 times in my life. First time was when I saw my bride, Tina, on March 4th, 2017. Second time was when I saw my son, Jaden, April 19th, 2021. The third time was when I saw the final bill for my wedding. Don't look at that. Let Uncle and Papa handle that. Don't look at it. So, Akash and I, in my humble opinion, had the best childhood any could ever dream of in Santa Cruz, California. I give a lot of credit for our childhood and our childhood experience to my Bo and Papa, our parents. They're incredible parents, and now as a parent myself, I appreciate them 1,000 times more. But honestly, Akash, a lot of it was because of us and our relationship and how we grew up together. Even though we grew up in the same house with the same parents, rooting for the same sports teams most of the time, we are very different. I am loud. Akash is quiet. I laugh uncontrollably at everything, including my own jokes. Akash laughs at me. I am tall-ish. Akash is taller. Akash is very liberal. I am sort of. I can be abrasive. Akash is very kind. It's questionable who is more handsome, but because today's your day, bro, I'll give that one to you. You can take it. So even though Akash and I are different in many ways, we've had a special bond that is irreplaceable. As your older brother, I know you've experienced how much you've learned from me growing up. But today, I want to share some characteristics that I admire about you and how I've learned so much from you. Akash is one of the most honest and kind human beings I've ever met in my life. He's always thinking of others' feelings and emotions before his own. You know, in my career and life, I've met so many people who've worked in so many different professions, but the one person I've met in my entire life that's been so passionate about their profession was Akash when he was a teacher. Usually you have a job, you make a paycheck. My brother, we lived together in San Francisco for a year, and then we talked a lot about his job even after we did live together. I've had many teachers in my entire life. I've never seen a teacher like Akash who cares so much about his students, about their lives, about their dreams, about what they wanted to do with not that year as 5th graders or 8th graders or AP English, but for the rest of their lives. He was not only a teacher, he was a true role model. And that's really special, and that's something I learned from Akash. Akash has also taught me the importance of diversity of thought and experience. My brother, and this is 100% honesty right now, my wife actually wrote this line in the speech. He is a lot smarter than me. A lot more intellectual, a lot more analytical, and a lot more thoughtful. Coming from a house of professors, it's no surprise that our dinner table conversations consisted of a wide variety of topics, ranging from world politics, foreign affairs, anthropology, and everything in between. Akash has always pushed me to think deeper, think outside the box, and not so narrow-mindedly. He would push me to think beyond my scope of thought and say, hey, look, your experience is just one experience. You haven't experienced life like the people I've worked with or the people that I talk to, so you don't know X, Y, and Z. And to be honest, I've never thought about the things that Akash has really taught me over the last few years that have opened my mind to a whole different world. And I would never have done that without my brother. Lastly, Akash is an extremely passionate person. Everything Akash puts his mind into, he does it with his whole heart. For example, my papa was referring to this, but I'll go into a little bit more detail. He doesn't listen to all the podcasts that I listen to, which is every single one Akash produces. For example, Akash developed an interest in podcasting, and his podcast is called South Asians Love Rap. I know all our friends have listened to it multiple times, but for the Ordi aunties and uncles, please check it out. It's amazing. It's on Spotify, Apple Music. If you have one of these, you can definitely listen to it. So, Akash started this podcast, brought on amazing guests, and literally was like DMing people on Twitter to get them as guests from all over the country, luminaries. It's just amazing how he's able to do it. And Akash not only writes the podcast, but he also produces and hosts them. As Anna and Akash's favorite, and my favorite, Kanye West would say, do the rap and the track, triple double no assist. Akash's passion led him recently to complete a 2-month boot camp about podcasting in New York City with the host of the world-famous New York Times daily podcast show. And he did this boot camp in the evenings while maintaining a full-time job 3,000 miles away from Anna and Clay. And he just completed it, and I'm so proud of you, Akash. That's amazing. You know, Akash, I just brought up a few examples here today, standing here, of what makes me so proud to be your brother. Seeing you today as a married man to an amazing woman makes me so happy, and I feel truly blessed to be a part of both of your lives in such a meaningful way as your brother. My son Jaden, even though he's only 11 weeks old, I'm going to be telling stories for the next 50 years about his cha-cha and his coque and how amazing they looked on their wedding day, and how it was just so unfortunate how he was so young and he had to miss out. But he will know, because I'll tell him every single day when he gets older. Anna, you are truly in the best hands with the best man in the world. My brother Akash. I love you both. Finally, since I have your full attention in a room full of about 300 people, I'm going to take this opportunity to leave you with some advice. So my dad said this, but it actually is also relevant to me. My brother's never listened to any advice I've ever given him, but maybe today he'll listen. The good thing is that I've realized that Anna is a secret weapon where if Anna says something to him, there's a higher probability that he'll listen. So maybe Anna, you can be my secret weapon and actually listen to this advice. So now I've been married for 4.5 years. I thought a lot about giving you a ton of advice. A lot of things I could have said. And then I was like, all right, let me think about what was hard for me to realize that I realized, and when I realized it, it just changed everything about my life and my marriage. And that's what I want to tell you today. So you guys are basketball fans, so I'm going to break it down to basketball. So never think of your marriage as a scoreboard. So some days, Akash, you're going to be Michael Jordan, Anna's going to be Scottie Pippen. Some days, Anna's going to be Michael Jordan. You're going to be John Sally, warming the bench. Anna's going to be Michael Jordan more than you, let's be honest. But in the game of life, and this really is relevant to marriage, unlike basketball, you should never keep score because it will all even itself out. And sometimes one of you will have to be the MVP and one of you will have to grab rebounds. But it's not all, Akash, you and I, we played basketball the other day with the groomsmen. We love scoring, that's all we love to do. Shoot 3-pointers. In your marriage, every category counts. Rebounding, assists, blocks, steals, they all count. And they all count as much as scoring points. And if someone does stuff more in the other categories, yeah, that's their day. They're the MVP, they're Michael Jordan. But in life, we're gonna live many years and just forget about the scoreboard. Because you guys love each other, you guys will always be there for each other, and you guys are both putting up stats on the scoreboard. And that's what matters because you're on the same team. Thank you. I love you both. Thank you so much for having me up here tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to welcome Maid of Honor Jyoti Mishra, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jyoti Mishra, and I'm Anna's Maid of Honor, and I am truly honored to stand by Anna today and every day. Anna and I have been best friends for about 25 years. One of my earliest memories with Anna is us as 6-year-olds playing at my parents' house. We were on the kitchen floor, coloring, and we had just met, and we're getting to know each other. So as 6-year-olds do, we asked each other, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? And then we wrote down the names of our family members. So when we got to the names of our dads, I say, my dad's name's Gokul. What's your dad's name? Anna confidently replies, my dad's name is Gokul. No, my dad's name is Gokul. What's your dad's name? After some back and forth, my mom set the record straight that we both, in fact, had dads named Gokul. And we've been best friends ever since. Growing up, we had many birthday parties together, sleepovers, and made up many, many dances that we loved to perform with all of our Oria friends. We also didn't go to the same high school, but managed to perform together on India Night somehow. And Anna would also burn me CDs, and to this day, I still have Jyoti's Awesome Mix from Anna, Disc 1 and Disc 2. Anna and I even have our own secret handshake that was inspired from the Parent Trap movie, and I'm sure we could easily whip it out on the dance floor tonight. Anna and I have always clicked. Whenever we hang out, we just have so much fun. She's my partner in crime and my ride or die, and I am so blessed to have our friendship in my life. Anna has so many amazing qualities. As a kid, I always admired her incredible dancing skills. She was also a very talented soccer player. And she's always had a sense of self-confidence and is such a great daughter and friend. Anna is also an extremely gifted storyteller, as I'm sure you all know. If you hear someone tell a story and then Anna tells it later, you know it's going to be 10 times funnier when Anna tells it. She's also so laid back and is truly the most chill bride in the history of time. A fun fact for everyone is Anna made no Excel spreadsheets leading up to this day. I actually forced her to make one about a month ago because the planner and me couldn't handle not having at least one. As we can see tonight, Anna is stunningly beautiful. She is also so and extremely intelligent. That said, I also know Akash is extremely intelligent for realizing how amazing Anna is and locking that down for life. Akash is so kind, fun to talk to, and I love how passionate he is about podcasting. Shout out to South Asian Slow Rap. and also how passionate he is about education. When I first met Akash, I was still living in LA, and they both came down for a visit. We went to dinner at a restaurant called Sir, from Anna's favorite show, Vanderpump Rules. We had a wonderful dinner. It was really fancy, drinks, the works, had a great time. And at the end of the night, we asked the waitress for a check. Oh, it's already been paid, she said, and pointed to Akash. It was very generous of someone I just met to pick up the tab for such a fancy meal, and he managed to do it. But in all seriousness, what has impressed me more about Akash is how much he cares for and supports Anna. I can see the love that they have for each other, and I know that they are the perfect match. Anna and I have now brought Akash and Kyle into our little circle, and the four of us have so much fun hanging out together. We're also thrilled that we finally got to meet Clay, their little fur baby, and I wish we lived closer to you guys so we could just hang out all the time. But all of that said, I'd like to raise a toast to the special couple, Anna and Akash. If everyone can please raise their glass. I wish them a lifetime of love and happiness. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Give it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give it a round of applause for a wonderful speech. At this time, we would like to welcome the groomsmen, Puneet Lak and Akash Pradhan.
I'm scared. All right, this concludes the Akash Love Fest. And back to the roasting.
So, my name is Puneet. I am Akash's best friend from college. And I'm going to be giving a speech with this other dude we lived with, Akash.
That's fair. I'll concede that Puneet is probably Akash's best friend. But we know the reason you asked me to be part of this speech is because you want someone at least 6 feet tall giving the speech. I got you.
Anyways. So, a lot of you probably know Akash has been pursuing his new career. He's getting into media, he's making podcasts, writing articles, being a journalist. And I was imagining that, the next step in his career is probably going to be working for some esteemed publication, something like a BuzzFeed. And that's kind of what inspired the focus of our speech.
So we thought we would do a top 10 list to honor this occasion. And Anna, seeing as how you haven't known Akash through all the years that Puneet and I have known him, we thought we would make a top 10 of times you're going to be happy being married to our friend here.
Number 10, Anna. You're going to be very happy to be married to Akash when you're sitting on the couch listening to some hip-hop and you think, this song, this beat, it's so good. The producer, who's his neighbors, cousins, best friend's daughters, son's favorite flavor of chewing gum? Because Akash will know, and he'll spend 10 minutes responding to it.
Number 9. You may find yourself playing beer pong at an Airbnb that you're at, wondering, just how high is this ceiling? Don't worry. On Akash's next shot, when he winds up, he will definitely be hitting the ceiling on that shot.
Number 8. Anna, you're going to be happy to be married to Akash. Next time you're going out, maybe to a dinner party, you're thinking, what time should we get there? Should we be on time? Should we be fashionably late? Don't worry. You're going to be 2 hours late. Because whenever it is that you plan to go, Akash is going to be picking out that perfect song on his phone to take a shower to while getting ready.
Number 7. There's going to be a night, Anna, that comes where you're tossing and turning in bed, unable to go to sleep, because you're just wondering, what is the best verse in the Mahabharata? Not to worry, this is a topic Akash has devoted hours and hours and hours on already. So just nudge him, wake him up, and he'll be sure to give you a 3-page report on it the next day.
Number 6. Anna, you're going to be happy to be married to Akash when you're probably together. You're meeting some new people for the first time. You're making some small talk. And you think to yourself, is anybody going to freestyle? Don't worry, Akash will ask within the first 10 minutes, do you freestyle? I freestyle. And without fail, it'll happen.
Number 5. You may find yourself at a grocery store one day saying, of the 100 fruits and berries that are available here, not a single one is satisfactory to me, and I need something a little more exotic. Well, it just so happens you're married to a connoisseur of exotic berries and fruits. Akash's favorite berry, I can't make this up, is the pichu berry, which is a very small berry found off the coast of Santa Cruz in certain seasons. So you have a berry connoisseur on your hands.
I thought it was a olali berry.
Yeah, man. Olali berry. Santa Cruz.
Number 4?
Number 4.
Anna, you'll be very happy to be married to Akash when you find yourself playing some basketball, some pickup. You need one more person for the team. You're thinking, who do I draft? Well, you're lucky. You're married to Akash. You can draft his brother, Alok Pandey.
Number 3. You may not always be able to get to your phone. You may be working, showering, doing something that doesn't allow you to answer the phone. What if your mom calls? Akash will answer the phone, and no matter what you're doing, tell your mom, oh, she's studying right now. And I say that because in the 4 years that I spent with Akash in college, every time his mom called, that's what he would say to her.
Number 2. In all seriousness, Anna, you're going to be lucky to be married to Akash. Because no matter where you are, he will always make you feel like family. Because that's what he's always done for me since the moment I've known him. He's always welcomed me, took me home to meet his family, spend Thanksgiving, meet all these wonderful Uriah people who I know so well now. Taking me on trips with his brother to Colombia. I'll tell you what happened there. But he's the most inclusive person I know, and I know wherever you are, no matter where it is in the world, you'll always feel like you're at home with it.
Number 1, I think you're going to be happy to be married to Akash because you'll have a partner that puts his entire heart into everything that he's doing. Anything that this guy chooses to do, you know, he's all in, whether that's a simple hallway conversation on the day of his wedding or it's some larger life endeavor. And that's why so many people gravitate to Akash, want to be around him, want to be friends with him, want to know him, want to seek his advice and his input. And that's an unbelievable characteristic to have in a friend for us, but for you to have in your life partner. We couldn't be more happy for you guys. We love you both. I think I speak for everyone that you have our support in this journey. Looking forward to hanging out with you tonight. Maybe we can add an 11th reason onto our top 10 list. But love you guys so much. Thank you.
Love you guys.
But before you guys say anything, we would like to get you guys on our dance floor for our first dance. You guys are ready? Okay.
You ready?
So the question was asked before we started here, who was the better dancer? And what everybody answered? Was it Anna? Was it Lord? Who was it? Akash? Who was it? I think Anna was the better dancer. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's the first dance.
She can say in her voice, in her way, that she like me. With her eyes, with her smile, with her back, with her hands, with her money. I am the pieces of her braids. Her nieces and her nephews are just pieces of the haters. Only one she loves as much as me is Jesus Christ and Taylor. I got a future, so I'm singing for my grandma. You sing it too, but your grandma ain't my grandma. Mine's handmade, pan fried, sun dried, south side, and beat the devil by a landslide. Praying with her hands tied, president of my fan club, Santa. Something told me I should bring my mind.
Wow, you're gonna make me speak after that. Give it up one more time. The rapper, who's the real rapper in the relationship? Let's be honest. I wanna tell a story. Before I do that, I just kind of want to make a general comment. Just a few people have mentioned already how difficult this last year has been for all of us. And I think the truth is that we all live in a society that juices every last ounce out of us. And to have every one of you here on a Sunday night when tomorrow is a work day is just we feel incredibly lucky. So thank you. Please give yourselves a round of applause for being here. And just for the fact that we mean this much to you, that you're willing to be here and honor us in this way. It was November 2019 when Anna and I took our 2 weeks of vacation that we get a year, and were able to make a trip to India. And at the time, the main plan was to shop for our wedding, as we had planned for. And I remember a couple weeks into the trip, maybe 10 days in, having a conversation with Anna and just complaining a little bit. You know, oh, we only have 2 weeks. We came to India. We could have gone to the Maldives. We could have gone to somewhere exotic. And we're here in India. And I remember she said to me, we didn't come here to wedding shop. We came here to see each other's grandparents. And that's the kind of person Anna is. The kind of person who reminds me of the real reasons why we do the things that we do in life. At the time, I was blessed enough to meet her, Jeju, in her boat. And she was able to meet my eye. And tonight, we really, really miss them. Jeju is watching on the live stream. My eye is watching on the live stream. We love you. We love you. We're thinking of you so much. And so much of us doing what we're doing tonight for the last 4 or 5 days is for them. So we love them so much. We really, really love them. But it's not about the people who are here tonight. It's about all of you. And I just want to say, the energy that each and every one of you have shown at all the different events is incredible. It's made this experience every day. Like, we're running on fumes. We've had like very few hours of sleep. But y'all are keeping us energized. It's you all. And so we hope to keep that energy going tonight on the dance floor. We hope to keep that energy tonight just when we see you and be in conversation with you, because every single person I've seen, the conversations I have, I'll remember them, and I'll remember them, and I'll take them to my grave. So I really, really love all of you, and thank you for being here.
I'm obviously joining into a family of great speech givers. My family, as you can tell, are talk less, dance more. But now, as a Pandey, I will give a few words, and hopefully over the years, I will be able to give 10, 15-minute speeches and require a podium as well. It is what I aspire to do. First, I want to thank each and every one of you. I know we've said it again and again, but all y'all waited a whole year to see us get married, and it means the world to us. There are some people who couldn't be here tonight, travel restrictions, the pandemic, or they're no longer with us. And if you're wondering why I'm tearing up like a big baby, it's because my grandmother, she really wanted to be here. And the reason is because she knew, like my grandfather, Jeju, you know, you've said this to me before, his main concern was, Tu kebe baha hobu. And I was like, Jeju, I'm a modern woman, marriage isn't everything. And he was like, Tu kebe baha hobu. And for those of you who are not Oriya, that means, when will you get married? And my grandmother is a very was a very modern woman. And so she would say, Chado, ekafar kon milewa. Sun, tu baha honi, but wo kohuchi tu baha jab a partner pai. And for those of you who are not Oriya, that means don't get married, but get married for a partner. And I started to realize, especially in the last few years, how important it is to have a partner. How important it is to have someone who is there through thick and thin, who sees you when you've had professional makeup done, and also when you wake up the morning after. How important it is for someone who hands you a tissue when you're crying and hypes you up when you get a promotion. How important it is for someone who will tell you that they don't do choreographed dances, but then do a choreographed dance. Akash and I are extremely blessed because we have seen some great partnerships growing up in Bo and Papa, in Mom and Dad, in our aunts, uncles, mausis, mosas, dadas, kuris, and also in our aunties and uncles, and especially in our friends who showed up no matter what, no matter where, for us, and have helped us make a little family here in America when we're so far from our family in India. So I'm really grateful that all of you could come. Just know that if you ever need us, we are always here for you, just like you have always been here for us. And please, tonight, eat, drink, no one cry anymore. That goes for me too. Be merry, take tomorrow off, get the PTO in, say you are feeling sick and it might be COVID. And let's get this party started. So, thank you so much. Enjoy.
One more, I missed it. Kiss, whatever you've done.
Detroit players, this for my hooligans in Brooklyn. That's right, with the hair right, be there, hair right. Papa been school since days of under rules. Never lose, never choose to. Bruce, do something to us. So talk, go to us. Wanna do us, screw us, screw us. Yeah, Papa and Post like Swansky and like stick to the clutch. And I squeeze three at your cherry M3, bang every MC easily. Take that time. Easily, front and say it, and so I just speak my peace. Even with the Jesus peace, with my peace. If you want it, on it, then put the book, if we want it.
Change my time. Yeah, I'm new to the game, but y'all might wanna say you ain't reps. They like saying the time. I can dance on me, I don't two-step. Yeah, I'm looking at something like the truth. Yeah. A girl told me that a man that can dance might can possibly get down with a tool in his pants. Yeah, I'm a lazy, let me see it vibrate. And when it's over, you ain't gonna need your bird. Cause I'm a pro, make you think you bang low in the pound of real